Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Tony Plays The Binding of Isaac. Hope everyone's doing alright. Everyone's chilling, going about their day. Nice and lovely, you know how it is. You guys know how it be. I'm kind of tired myself, truth be told. I need to turn this down. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I turned on HDR on my freaking monitor. Oh my god, bitch. I cannot see. How the fuck do people play like this? No offense. Know what I mean? There you go. Okay, I hope everything's alright. Everyone fine? Let me double check. I decided to fuck with some settings. Hopefully I didn't fuck up anything. Anything crazy at least. Give me a second. Hello. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know. I just decided to mess with some, what's the word I'm thinking of? I dared mess with some settings real quick and that happened, you know? I was experimenting with HDR the other day and things got a little out of hand and like the game was like blood red, dude. It wasn't right. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing alright. I'm gonna be real, y'all. I'm a little tired. It's not the 3 a.m. special that we had going on a few episodes back. Definitely, I'm not like that level of tired. But I am, very tired. Like, I should be going to bed, truth be told. But I haven't recorded Isaac today, so... You know, I gotta get that done. And it's like yes, I do gotta get that done because otherwise, I mean, what am I gonna do, man? How am I gonna get these videos out daily if I'm not recording them daily, you feel me? I should make a backlog at some point, but as of right now, the backlog hasn't been fulfilled. You know what I mean? Like, I should have a backlog for the sake of having something that, what's it called? What's the word I'm thinking of? I should have a backlog for the sake of having something that's kind of like, not concrete is the word, but you know, like in case of emergency break glass type shit. Or like in case of Tony can't record at the moment, I should have some episode at least maybe like pre-recorded to a degree to like latch onto or something like that. It makes sense to me, but who knows? You guys could be thinking like, Tony, you're fucking insane, or that's a dumb idea. Look, regardless, it's the thought I had. Anyways, we're gonna be doing the Bloody Mary challenge because for one, you get a very, very, very good item at the end of doing this entire challenge. Only downside, you know, might be thinking, okay, you get a very good thing from this. What could possibly be bad with it? I have Blood Oath, which drains all of my red hearts and gives me stats in return at the start of each floor, which is not that bad, you know. The draining of red hearts isn't horrible if it weren't for the fact that you're also contained to playing Bethany, a character that can't get spirit hearts. So therein lies the problem where it drains all my red hearts and I can't use spirit hearts to like safeguard my HP. So I just end up getting abused. You feel me? Anyways, you know, yeah, shit happens. Oh well. What can you do? You know, it's literally just kind of like we just gotta make do. We just gotta make do, or whatever it is they say. You feel me? I think our best bet is going to be maybe abusing sort of things like this, you know. I have a lover's card right now. We are definitely going to be going angel deals and not devil deals because I mean, I can't afford to lose HP as this bitch, you know what I mean? Sorry, I don't mean to say as this bitch, but like, you know, I can't afford to lose HP as this character. It's just not right. So what we're gonna do is instead we're just gonna go down. I'll let it drain me. Pause. Ow. Fill up right then and there. Sick nasty. And if we can just get like a nice flow of sort of health regen like that, I think by the end of this, we'll be fine and dandy. Anyways, hope everyone's doing all right. I'm chilling myself. Besides being like, you know, kind of EP, kind of tired, I'm doing, like, truth be told, kind of all right. Not much really going on in the moment besides just kind of being a little busy with working on, I mean, not necessarily busy, because I don't want to, you know, Stolen Valor, Tony, oh, he's so hard at work in this game jam, and it's like, honestly, I'm just trying to comprehend, like, what the hell I'm doing. Unfortunately, as of the time of this recording, I was hopping in, learning, but then I had to go for a bit because I had to go do something. But it sucks because I couldn't, like, stick around to learn a little more. But, like, dude, literally what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just trying my best to just comprehend, like, the basics, you feel me? I feel like someone like me at least should have the somewhat, the bare minimum, the basics down in order to feel like I'm contributing to the team. But I'm gonna be real with you, bro, I kind of don't feel that way. I feel like I'm doing jack shit. And I'm just like, oh, it's so over, bro. Like, I'm cooked. I'm leaving the team, like, to do all the work while I just fucking sit around and do nothing. And it's just because, I don't think, no excuses, Tony, but it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing, my slime, you feel me? I'm trying my best to comprehend. Like, I'm asking questions. I'm trying to, the way I learn personally, at least, you know, I don't know if you guys learn a little different, but me personally, the way I like to learn is I'm definitely not the kind of like, no, we don't take that. I'm not the kind of guy that's like in like a, you know, like, oh, hold on. Apologies. I'm not the kind of guy where it's like you tell me what to do and like I'll get that shit down pat instantly ASAP. You know, if you tell me what to do, like how to do something, I'll nod along. I'll be like, yeah, I'm kind of picking up what you're putting down. In reality, am I actually kind of picking up what you're putting down? Maybe not really so much as I'd like, but you know, what can you really do? That's just kind of how I am. So, you know, in my heart, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of picking up what you're putting down, man. But like, if we're being real here, I'm just trying to like get the bare basics understanding. The way I actually learn though, like the way I really learn, like I keep that shit deep in my brain, is I need to see you do it and I need to like actively work on / ask questions while I'm doing it. You know, some people are like visual learners where like they need to see someone do something, they can pick it up right then and there. I'm not a visual learner, like kind of at all. I will say it's nice to have a visual of like someone doing something so I can kind of like maybe reference it, but the way I do it is like it's kind of like I trial and error that bitch, bro. I'm like, okay, here's what I do. I'm trying to do this. Oh, I forgot what I need to do. Let me ask. Oh, they tell me what I need to do. Perfect. All right. Now I do this. I do this. Oh, I ran into a problem. Trying to figure out the problem. Nothing's coming of it. All right, shit. What do I do? Ask, you know, ask friends and family. Just like, okay, what do I do here? And then, you know, getting help that way. But it's just like, dude, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I just can't learn from watching someone do something. Like, I need to get hands on. But the thing is with me, is like I need to have at least a basic understanding of it. You feel me? I'm gonna be real with you. If we're talking, I'll get a little in depth on this. If we're talking like, I worked in a pharmacy for like 2 years. You know what I mean? I've worked in a pharmacy for 2 years. Obviously, I didn't know 90% of what the fuck I was kind of doing. At first, I was just like, all right, you know, CVS is hiring. Let me apply. You know, CVS is hiring. Let me apply. Let me see what I can do. You know, time goes on. And I learn slowly over time, you feel me? Because like I just A, spend a lot of time there doing it, and B, when you work there for 2 years and you're kind of trying to pick up how shit goes, you ask a lot of questions, you know? I'm like, oh, how does this work? How does this work? How does that work? How does this work? And it's kind of like a grace period. When you first start working at a place, what I noticed at least is there's like a grace period of when you can ask a question and not be seen as like you don't know how to do your fucking job. It's usually around like 2.5, 3 months. If you can sneak as many like questions / scenarios as you can in like your first 3 months of employment at a place, people will like love you, and they'll see you as like a, this guy really knows his shit type, you know, type of thing. Because you know, you sneak all those questions in 2.5 months in, you kind of get the basics, you get the logistics of how things works. Now you actually are able to do shit on your own. You don't need like guidance in that sort of way. And so, you know, people don't ask you. Or you don't have to bother people to like ask them like, oh hey, how do you do X? How do you do Y? How do you do Z? You know, shit like that. And instead they're like, wow, they notice like, wow, this guy hasn't asked me about this or something. He must be really knowledgeable. Like, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. If any sort of job, in my opinion, I don't think this is like crazy goated work advice. I think this is like one life advice, low key. And also like take whatever I'm about to say with a grain of salt, because I am not like a life advice or like work advice type of coach guide, whatever the shit. You know, I'm just a dude making videos. I feel like I've said that a lot of times, but I also feel like it's very true. I'm just a guy making fucking Isaac content on YouTube. But like, dude, one, you gotta get real good at learning how to phrase a question like over text the proper way, you feel me? That's one tip. If you work in any sort of like, not corporate office job, but you know, a job that doesn't necessarily have you speaking one-on-one with people, it's like you're either sending people messages over Teams or something like that. Get real good at learning how to format your question in a way that doesn't make someone else want to blow their brains out because of like, I don't know what the fuck you're asking me type of shit. You feel me? One. And two, get ready to, like, you know, learn how to find shit out yourself. Get real good at using resources provided to you by past individuals on how to figure something out yourself. And it's not like a, oh, Tony, you got to do everything yourself kind of deal. No. You shouldn't need to do everything yourself, because people should be there to help you. You know what I mean? People should be, and a lot of times people will be there to help you figure shit out, get shit done. You know, it won't be that bad. However, there are sometimes, like I said, like post that 2.5 month grace period, that 2.5, 3 month grace period, you like have an internal credit with every person at your job, and you can't go over your credit limit. You feel me? Like, that's the way it works. Is post your like, you know, 90-day probation period. It's kind of like all right, you know, we'll leave you out into the world to do whatever it is you need to do. And then you got like a credit system with people. The more questions you ask, the more you lose your credit. You feel me? The more questions you ask, like you're starting to spend on your credit limit. And it's just like real life, where like if you go above a certain amount on your credit limit, they're kind of like, you know, like you're losing score with us, brother. You got to keep your work credit high. So you got to learn to figure out how to manage your one-time, you know, and like, you know, all I'm saying is when you start, you can ask a whole bunch of dumb questions, but the longer you work, you better start learning how to ask good questions. You know what I mean? Or if it's not a good question, format it in a way that makes people think it's a good question. Because low key, what you want to hear as you know, transition more into the workforce is like, oh, that's a good question, Tony, or that's a good question. Insert name here, you know, because that's how you know, like, okay, like, even though I asked this question and it may impact my work credit score, it's not going to impact it that much. You know, you feel me? It's like using the credit card to like fill up on a quarter tank of gas type shit. It's like, this is nowhere near enough for the bank to be like, yeah, this guy is fucking broke. He's not going to pay us back. But it's just enough to kind of be like, okay, you know, he's kind of responsible with it. You feel me? You feels me? So yes, crazy. Once again, this is not like actual real ass advice. If you want like real ass advice, I'm sorry, I'm not necessarily the guy that's gonna provide that to you. You know, I'm just making shitpost content online. But you know, just saying, throwing that out there, one might say, wouldn't hurt to maybe not necessarily look into it, but you know, maybe just take me on that advice there. Because I'm gonna be real with you, I kind of truly believe it. You guys might find me crazy, I kind of truly believe that shit. That like you got a credit limit at work type. You know, you feel me? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Art thou feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Type. There you go. So yeah, you know, get real creative with learning how to format your questions in a good way. Otherwise, you might be looked upon a little, you know, skeptically, one might say. You know, people might think of you as a little, I don't want to say all there because that seems really mean, but kind of, you know what I mean, where it's like, if you ask a dumb question, people gonna think you're stupid. And I'm trying to avoid, I'm trying to have y'all avoid that, bro. I'm trying to put y'all on game, you know? Forgive me, but I'm trying to put y'all on game here. Yo, this challenge sucks. Parentheses, Tony has literally only gotten hit to some of the worst damage I think I've ever seen in Isaac. Bro just sucks at the game and he's getting mad at the challenge. I will say this is a hard as fuck challenge. This is not easy mode, you know? This ain't owning streak here. We're doing a damn hard one might say. Sagion's really good. I'll take it. Did I get Lil Chest or Mucormyosis? Let's grab you. I think Mucormyosis is the better move here. So let's see what we get here. The world? That's not bad. Let's pop you. Perfect. But like, you know, well, you know, once again, real life advice from Tony, by the way. You know, real ass life advice from Tony. I'm trying to help y'all, one might say. You know, trying to make sure my peeps are nice and not taken advantage of by work individuals and stuff like that. But you know, jokes aside, because if we're being honest, I'm fucking around. Jokes aside, ask as many questions as you fucking need. Low key. The chariot. Look nasty. Yes, I don't get a damage bonus. However, it's worth it due to the fact that I never have to worry about instantly dying, because we are now womb like area. I can just straight up like insta die because I get hit once and it does a full heart of my fucking damage. You feel me? So I preferred to actually keep that. Granted, me personally, I wanted to maybe try and keep that chariot till next floor. Bro saying me personally like he didn't have the option to just not fucking use it, forehead. But, you know, Tony defending himself right here. Tony's gonna defend himself real quick. I didn't have faith I would live this floor. If I don't get hit at all, then it was a misplay. It was a misplay. It was a misplay because I totally could have lived. I think we should explore a little bit more of the floor. We can afford to take more hits, you know, low key. But you know, I feel like I was saying, oh, but yeah, okay. Okay, when it comes to learning, you know, you got that grace period. When it comes to learning, you got that grace period. I honestly completely forgot what the hell I was talking about for a second until, I don't know what, something snapped and I finally remembered. There you go, dude. I was whew, trying to figure that one out. I might just die. I might just say fuck it, we die. You know what I mean? Who cares? Who cares anymore? But you know, anyways, like I was saying, when I worked at CVS, the upside, I guess you could call it, was that I worked there for a long time. I had a long time to learn. I had a long time to grow as a person and figure either A, figure things out, or B, ask questions and get things figured out, you know, kind of for me by people with much more experience than I. Now, you could say, Tony, same scenario here, you know, same situation you got going on here. And I will say, you know, yeah, to a degree. I think the only way I'd say it's kind of different is the fact that I don't think we have that time frame. I don't have 2.5 years to learn, you know, the inner machinations of coding and getting shit down like that. You feel me? I'm just a we're just a team just trying to, I guess, not necessarily trying to win. At least I don't think we're trying to win, just because if they were trying to win, they wouldn't have put, like, you know, your boy on the team here. But, you know, trying to get shit done, I guess, to a degree. I don't want to say trying to get shit done, because I don't know, does that really feel like the right thing? Is like, are we trying to get shit done? I'm dead. I'm dead. It was a good run while it lasted. Then they decided to bring out those guys that whip you. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. You guys have no idea. Like, not to sound gross, you guys have no idea how hard I'm like clenching, bro. I don't want to die, man. I don't want to die. V1 pretends to fear death so you don't feel, so you feel bad for sucking at the game. Ultra kill reference. Fog? Question mark? Please be the super secret room with like a whole bunch of red hearts. Okay, I'm Virochu. I think we just might die. Do we continue onward? Like, that's the real question, kind of. You feel me? No, I can't. I can't afford to. All right, here's what we do. 1, 2, just pop all that shit. Pop all this shit and win, one might say. I'm trying to win. No, fuck! Damn! Alright, anyways, I tried my best, dude. God! Such a good run, but I just, dude, this challenge is hard. You just don't have the life security or whatever. Want to thank y'all for watching. If you guys did enjoy, greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good day and or good night, depending on the time you're viewing this. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.